from Robert. Robert, thank you very much indeed for this, which says, Father Simon, Brother Matt, and the unforgiving Sister Jacqueline. Well, that's very true. This is a story that's become folklore, and the history, I'm afraid to say, I have not passed on. I have not told most of my closest friends. So here my confession. Back in the mid-'80s in Glasgow, I met the most wonderful girl from the other side of the city, lived in a posh area, and had a highfalutin job in a bank. She was beautiful, fun, and too sophisticated for the likes of me. As my father said, "You are dreaming, boy." Thanks, Dad, for all your support there.
Yeah.
So I decided it was time to secure the love of my life and proposed marriage to my dream girl. And what better way to do it than to do it at work? So I promptly wrote to the bank where she worked and asked for permission to visit the computer centre and propose. To my delight, they wrote back shortly afterwards, granting my request, but asked me to phone their head of security and consumer relations to arrange it. Well, tiresome Timothy was a screechy-voiced, snobby head of security who decided that he would be orchestrating the event with all the, quotes, bank-related process and procedure that he felt would be appropriate. He said many times, "There will be no monkey business." And he went on to explain over the next 4 weeks how the security of the bank computer centre was similar to visiting the vault itself, and I'd be under no illusions about the serious nature of this. I had to phone tiresome Timothy twice a week to listen to his updates and dreary rantings about the privilege. The agreement, if it could be called that, was that I would appear at the bank reception, present myself to security at 3 p.m, be taken to a waiting lounge before being escorted to the operations centre. I would offer myself in, hand over the flowers, and be ejected at the rear staff entrance at 3:12, having done my proposal. Operator 3098 would be at the input portal, and I wouldn't be allowed beyond that space. Wait a minute, I said. Her name is Lizzie. She's not operator 3098. Irrelevant young man, I was told the bank needs to maintain security protocol. There will be no monkey business at the bank. It sounds like it's in Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Anyway, the appointed day arrived and I had secreted a day's holiday from work and borrowed a car so that I could be in the city near the bank for the right time. I headed off really early so that I would get a decent parking space and be sure to get there on time. 3 p.m. it was, and I approached Fort Knox and presented myself at security to be checked, an uncomfortable frisking, and afterwards I met manager Jim, who took me to the 5th floor staff toilets to get dressed and be ready. On a knock at the door, I emerged to face tiresome Timothy and Jim to go through to the computer centre. Now, this is where I should have said that whilst I was... This is an unlikely paragraph. We're taking an unlikely turn here.
Okay.
This is where I should have said that whilst I was waiting in the car, I noticed a fancy dress shop and I hired a gorilla suit. I hired a gorilla suit and I bought a
very large monkey.
Yes, absolutely. And I bought a 4-foot inflatable banana. I promptly rushed to the car and blew up the banana and then subsequently fainted from the effort, only to be roused by 2 women who'd seen my plight and dragged me from the car to revive me. Anyway, so tiresome Timothy was incensed. "I told you, no monkey business," he bellowed. I responded by saying that a gorilla was an ape and not a monkey.
That's true.
Which set manager Jim into fits of laughter as tiresome Timothy shriveled like a crisp packet in the oven and he disappeared. After manager Jim had controlled himself, he let me into what looked like the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, and my future fiancée was stationed at the control console, looking amused as we approached. Anyway, in my outfit, I recited a love poem that I had shakily scribbled on my banana. She responded with many yeses to the delight of her friends and workmates, and the assembled press took lots of photos. The assembled press had turned up because the bank had arranged that and asked questions for the next hour before manager Jim escorted us back to reception and told Karen to take the rest of the day off. "I haven't had as much fun in the bank for 20 years, he said. We even got featured in the Scottish National Press the next day and beat Chancellor Nigel Lawson to a page 2 feature. See attached clipping." And he says, attach the clipping as well, so it definitely happened. Anyway, I seek forgiveness for my prank, not from tiresome Timothy, who really treated me like a tedious task, and not from my long-suffering wife, who treated the whole thing as a fun day and been constantly laughing about it for 35 years of marriage. I would like forgiveness from the bank customers who would have had to accommodate delayed checkbooks, statements and transactions, especially after I knocked the mag tapes over with my large banana as I attempted the best gorilla strut that I could manage. I know he's pushing it now. I think he's definitely pushing it. I'm grateful to the bank, now absorbed into some modern conglomeration, and to your listeners, I hope they'll be lenient. Sister Jackie, what do you make of this confession from the bank from Robert?
Well, I'm going to go against type here, and, love conquers all, as well as inflatable bananas and men in large gorilla suits. So,
Yes.
you are forgiven. You are forgiven, especially because it's 35 years on and you're still together. That's so
Still
lovely.
together. What an extraordinary proposal of marriage that was. Brother from another
Yeah,
gutter.
I mean, as a rule, I tend to be against proposals of marriage in the workplace. I don't think it works, really.
No.
No, I'm very, very much against that. But I think in this case, I'm definitely going to forgive, because a genius move by dressing up as a gorilla and pointing out that is an ape and not a monkey. Well done. I'm the 4-foot banana with the love poems on it. Even better.